Bitcoin price is about to break $10,000 wall. SEC is trying to push altcoins into one more major, even bigger altcoin season. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode on the CryptoWealthy channel. In today's video we have very bullish and interesting stuff to talk about on the Bitcoin chart over here, and also for the alt season that is about to hit the road, and some news that could boost us even higher than in the alt season in 2017. And now let's get this show on the road. So first we're going to start with the Bitcoin chart. We can see on the daily chart Bitcoin is look pretty healthy for now. As we can see over here, the bottom for this market was around here because we had pretty good and round bottom. We had a higher low over here, which means that the Bitcoin is started to convert onto the bullish side. After that we came into this consolidating tunnel over here and started to retest both support and resistance on the way up. Also very interesting bullish and healthy thing that we can see over here is the constant retest of the 20 exponential moving average, which is one of the most important moving averages on the Bitcoin market. We talked and discussed about it many times on this channel, and we're going to do so in the next videos because it's giving the Bitcoin good resistance and support. Also very good to mention over here, when we had Chinese president coming out and saying those stuff about adopting blockchain and stuff, we had a pretty good spike of 40% almost over here. Right now we have almost the same thing, just this time we have pretty healthy growth on the way upside. So this is very interesting and very important to see and say, because Bitcoin is building a support while starting the new bull market, which means if the correction is happening, we will always have bulls to support us when we are below some major levels. Now also very interesting thing to see on the daily chart, we are still below this very important market structure over here on the chart, and now just right now when I'm recording this video, Bitcoin is trying to break on the upside. So maybe by the time I'm recording this, Bitcoin is already above this, but there is also a probability that we will decline. The reason why I'm saying this is also that we didn't have any correction at all over here. We didn't even retouch this 20 exponential moving average. It could be counted as a correction, but it's very important to keep this in mind. If you're trading this, make sure you are secured with your stop losses, because Bitcoin could retrace even to the $9,500 in order to retest this 20 exponential moving average over here on the healthy way, of course, and bounce on the upside. Also one very important thing, that in the previous days we are trading pretty much a long time around this level of resistance of this trend line that I draw over here in the tunnel, which means that the Bitcoin price is showing pretty good strength. Here at the end of this video I will give some kind of recommendation for the trade. What could you trade if the Bitcoin price starts to go on the upside? So if we switch on the 1 hourly chart, we can see that the Bitcoin got into this consolidating tunnel over here, and after that got support from here, bounced, broke this level of resistance, and now it's doing the same on the ascending triangle, which means we are hitting the flat resistance over here and getting the support here, making the higher low constantly. And the Bitcoin price at the end of the day should break on the upside, because those patterns are very bullish, especially when the Bitcoin is in bull market, because they have a high percentage of breaking on the upside. Also very important thing to say, that the resistance, main resistance of this tunnel, big tunnel over here, is just above this level of resistance of this ascending triangle, which means that the Bitcoin price could push on one and the another one and got support above this. And this is the reason why I will give you a recommendation at the end of this video about trade. What could you trade here, but also some very dangerous stuff that could happen after breaking this resistance, because Bitcoin price was surging pretty high in past few days, so correction may come. Now even so, Bitcoin is looking pretty healthy and pretty bullish. On this side we need to bring some bearishness in order to be aware of the bearish side. If something like this happened. If we bring the RSI, we can see over here that the RSI is making also the higher low, which is not so bad but not so good also, especially in this area over here where we are now, because on the 70 level over here we are reaching this flat resistance over here, while the RSI is trading pretty high above here. And right now we are probably going to see RSI breaking into the overbought territory, which means we should see pullback on the price. Now when I say pullback, I mean just correction to the 20 exponential moving average, maybe some major supports levels of trend lines that we built on the way on the upside, and after that, when the RSI is cooling down, then the Bitcoin price will continue a healthy rally on the upside. Also, one more bullish thing that we need to discuss about is the weekly chart. We can see that the RSI is still not touching the 70 level, which is very good, and we have a lot of place and space to move onto the upside, especially because we broke this 20 weekly exponential moving average. As we can see in the previous rallies, whenever we were above this 20 exponential moving average, we had pretty significant jump from it before we made a correction move over here to retest this 20 exponential moving average. There is a possibility that that is happening right now also. Now, since the technical is looking pretty good, we're going to jump into one news that is pretty bullish for the altcoins. SEC CryptoMom proposes safe harbor framework for token projects. Now, again, this doesn't mean it's going to be adopted, but if it does, it's going to be insanely good for the altcoins. So the text is big and we're not going to read the whole text, but I'm going to explain you what is going on over here. United States Securities and Exchange Commission Commissioner Hester Pierce has formally proposed safe harbor for token projects. So what she's proposing over here actually is the developers on that project and the owners of that project will have a relief of 3 years to raise the money and funds in order to get more investors and money into their project and let the developers build up this in 3 years, that decentralized network, without fearing of some kind of a strict regulations from the SEC side if they met some sort of requirements, of course. I'm going to put this news also on our Instagram page so we can have pretty good discussion, because right now we have discussion about some XRP dump, which we're going to discuss about news more in the tomorrow's video. So make sure you're subscribed here if you're new onto this channel, like this video and hit that bell icon there so you could be notified tomorrow to watch video about more news. So with that said, we can see that the altcoin season is not going to suffer from the major crash, at least those projects who are still working onto their product. So it's make sure if you're investing in altcoins, have chosen good project that could potentially have 10x, maybe 100x. Who knows what could happen over here when the SEC pushed altcoins into the new alt season. This is very good sign to see that the altcoins could have potential major hit on the upside, and who knows, maybe even higher than Bitcoin market, because this is a crypto space and we all know how the cryptocurrency is working. One day they're 100x, other way they're 1. So yeah. Now, for all of those who ask me into DM to give them some sort of a recommendation for the trade, I will, but make sure you have your own strategy. If you don't know how to enter the market, this is one of the example. Now, if the Bitcoin price breaks this level of resistance over here and over here, entry point should be somewhere around here. So it's around $10,000, because if the Bitcoin price still consolidate below this trend line over here, make sure your entry point should be much higher, because this trend line is going on to the upside. So if we make break from this trend line over here, somewhere around here should be entry point. Now, stop loss should always be somewhere around 1 to 2%. It depends how much your appetite for losing money is. Always put your stop losses. I don't care what your strategy is, stop losses must be in place. That's a period. If the Bitcoin price starts correcting, breaking this level of resistance, so make some sort of a fake out like we had here, and many times below, as we can see, you will be stopped out, and to have a chance actually get into the market and trade over again. If price starts go on to the upside and starts correcting itself, make sure you take some profits over here, 25% 25%, 50%, depends how much you want it. And also push your stop losses a little bit onto the upside because you took profits. Now you can be a little bit more conservative with a little bit less stop losses. So if the price starts go on to the downside, you're not going to actually lose because you will be in profit still and your trade will be very profitable. So make sure you observe next resistances also, because your goal for this trade should not be too high, because Bitcoin price is not going to go always like this. Next resistance is around 10,350 or 10,040. We can see we didn't still discuss about next resistances, but we will in the next episodes or so. Also a very important thing to think when you are trading is the RSI. We are getting into the overbought zone, so which means that Bitcoin price could correct just now, for example. So yeah, observe this and do not enter the trade if the RSI starts go on to the downside and the price is following, because it needs to correct first. So with that said, that would be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button if you like this sort of videos. I want to thank each last one of you for watching our videos. As and always, until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.